morning, students. Today we are going to discuss another type of purchasing system, that is decentralized purchasing system, and what are the functions of purchase organization. In our last class, we discussed what is a purchase organization and what is a centralized purchasing system. Before starting today's concept, let me tell you what is a purchase organization and what is a centralized purchasing system, so that you can able to get a clear idea about decentralized purchasing system. So what is a purchase organization? Purchase organization, we can say that it is a purchase department. Means the organization divide its whole entity into various sections or into various departments as per the requirement or as per the necessity. Means there may be a purchase department, there may be a production department, may be a finance department or HR department, or many more departments are available within a organization. Means the organization divides whole entity into various sections or various departments for accomplishing its task in a most effective and efficient manner. It divides whole entity into various sections as per the requirement or as per the necessity. If the organization feels the importance of purchase department or purchase section, it may maintain a separate purchase department or purchase section. And that sections or that department's main intention is to perform number of activities related to purchasing. Means that department is responsible for purchasing different materials for different departments or different sections of the organization, and whole activity related to purchasing is vested to that department, and whatever the purchasing function routed through this section of this department only. Purchase department generally plays an important role or vital role in an organization, because it having certain impact or it having major impact on certain factor like maintaining quality, reducing cost, prompt delivery of goods to the customer, and manufacturing the goods at right time. So purchase department plays an important role within an organization, because it is responsible for performing various important activities within an organization. If the purchase department procure good qualitative goods for the organization, then it is possible for the production department to produce the required qualitative goods for the customer. Again, if the purchase department identify a minimum price, or if the purchase department able to set a minimum price for the best valuable goods, then the firm able to reduce its total cost of production, because the material cost constitute major part of the total cost of the production cost. So if the purchase department procure the material at less cost, at minimum cost, then the firm can able to reduce the total cost of the material. So for reducing the total cost, for improving the quality of the product, purchase department plays an important role. If it procures the right quality material of right quantity at right time, then the production department can produce the goods within a stipulated time, and whatever the requirements of the customer that can be, or whatever the demand of the customer that can be fulfilled within a particular time, and the firm can able to send the required goods or the demanded goods to the market for customer. So purchase department plays an important role for producing good qualitative goods at right time and at right cost. So purchase department plays a vital role within an organization, because it is responsible for purchasing the required things, the required material for different section of the organization. Each and every organization is not required, or each and every organization are not bound to maintain a separate purchase section or purchase department. According to the requirement, or by considering certain factors, the organization creates or maintain a separate section like purchase section or purchase department. Generally, the organization which having number of activities related to purchasing, that type of organization plans for maintaining a separate section for purchasing, a separate department for purchasing, and that is known as purchase department. And that department's responsibility is to procure items or procure tools and machineries for different sections of the organization. Again, the size of the organization also having an impact or also influence the decision of maintaining a separate purchase organization, or maintaining a separate purchase department within an organization. If the organization having larger size, means if the size of the organization, nature of the work is bulk or large, then that organization plan for maintaining a separate purchasing organization. So for maintaining a separate purchase organization, there are number of factors affect, and by considering these factors, the organization decides to maintain a separate purchase sections. Generally, the large organization which having number of activities related to purchasing, that type of organization plans for maintaining a separate section for purchasing, and that section is known as, or that department is known as purchase organization. And within that organization, the total activities related to purchasing is performed, and that section is responsible for procuring different items, procuring qualitative items at less cost for different section or different department of the organization. So this is all about purchase organization. Next comes to types of purchase organization. Again, the purchase organization is divided into or categorized into two categories. First one is the centralized purchasing system, and next one is the decentralized purchasing system. In our last class, we discussed what is a centralized purchasing system. Centralized purchasing system means what? In case of centralized purchasing system, organization maintains a separate purchase section, and that section or that department is responsible for purchasing the total items or purchasing the required items for different department or for different section of the organization. Means in case of centralized purchasing system, there is a one department who is responsible for procuring different items for different section, and different sections or different department are not allowed to procure their requirement by their own. For procurement or for fulfilling their requirement, they have to send a requisition or bill of material to the purchase organization or to the purchase department, and after verifying the requisition or after getting confirmation about the requirement, the purchase department makes various initiation for procuring the different items. So in case of centralized purchasing system, all the activities related to purchasing is performed in one section, means one department is responsible for procuring different items for different section of the organization. So this is all about centralized purchasing system. Again, centralized purchasing system involves number of advantages and disadvantages also. So to overcome the disadvantages which having or whatever the disadvantages the centralized purchasing system having, to overcome this thing, organization develop another type of purchasing system that is known as decentralized purchasing system. Now we are going to discuss, till now we discussed in our last class. Now we are going to discuss what is a decentralized purchasing system. In case of centralized purchasing system, the total activity or the total action related to purchasing is vested or performed in a particular section or within the purchase organization, or purchase officer or purchase manager is responsible for identifying the quality of material, and he is responsible, or the purchase department is responsible for procuring different items for different section of the organization. But in case of decentralized purchasing system, each and every department is allowed to procure their materials procure their requirement independently without sending or without taking the help of a purchase officer, without taking the help of purchase department. Means in case of decentralized purchasing system, all the requirements of a particular department that can be fulfilled, or the requirement of different section, they can fulfill by their own, or independently they can procure their requirement. In case of decentralized purchasing system, there is not required to maintain a separate purchase department, and there is not required to appoint a separate purchase officer who has the responsibility to look after the purchasing activities of the organization. In case of decentralized purchasing system, the purchasing action or the purchasing power is vested to different section or different departments of the organization, and as per the requirement, the different departments are allowed to procure the items independently without informing or without taking the help of purchase officer. So this system or this type of department is developed to overcome whatever the problem the centralized purchasing system having. In case of centralized purchasing system, whatever the benefits or whatever the advantages of localized marketing, that cannot be taken or that cannot be procured. So to overcome these things, another type of system is developed, that is known as decentralized purchasing system. And in case of centralized purchasing system, generally it takes more time for procuring the different items, because purchasing department first collect different requirement of different department through requisition. After getting confirmation from different sections, it takes or it makes arrangement for procuring different items for different section of the organization. So in case of centralized purchasing system, it takes more time for procuring the right quantity and right quality of materials. So under this system, there is no purchase manager who has the right to purchase the material for all department, and it has to purchase the material immediately in case of urgent. Means in case of any emergency or in case of any urgent, the required department can able to procure the materials immediately without taking the help of a purchase officer. So this is all about decentralized purchasing system. So what is the centralized? The organization or the purchase organization is categorized into two categories. First one is the centralized purchasing system, and second one is the decentralized purchasing system. In case of centralized purchasing system, the total activity related to purchasing is vested or routed through one department only, and that department is responsible for procuring different items for different section of the organization, and any departments and or other departments are not allowed to procure their item independently. But in case of decentralized purchasing system, different departments are allowed to procure their requirements by their own or independently without taking the help of any purchase department or purchase officer. Generally this type of department or this type of purchasing system is developed to overcome whatever the problem the centralized purchasing system having, and it also having number of advantages and disadvantages. What are the advantages of decentralized purchasing system? Let me discuss one by one. First one is first advantages of decentralized purchasing system is that material can be purchased locally when required. Means when materials required or in case of any emergency or in case of any urgent, material can be procured locally without taking much time. Means within a particular time or within less effort or less time, the farm can able to procure the required materials if this type of system prevail. Again, the farm can able to take the advantages of localized purchasing system. Means for certain item in a particular market, there may be, or for certain material in a particular market, there may be lower price available, but in another market for that particular material, the higher there may be a higher price available. So the farm can able to grasp this opportunity if decentralized purchasing system prevail. So whatever the benefits of localized market or localized marketing, that can be taken in case of decentralized purchasing system. Next comes to your material can be purchased in right quantity of right quality easily. In case of centralized purchasing system, there are many chances of arising misunderstanding between the purchase officer and the departmental head, because sometimes the departmental head require different item and purchase department or purchase officer procure different items. So due to this reason, misunderstanding may arise between these two officers. In case of decentralized purchasing system, this problem can be eradicated. Means the departmental head independently or by without taking any help of the purchase official, he can procure the item. So whatever the required quantity, whatever the required quality, he can able to identify, and accordingly he can procure the material. So there are no chances of arising misunderstanding between any personnel of the organization. Next advantages is that no heavy investment is required initially. In case of centralized purchasing system, it is required to maintain a separate purchase department first, and in that department it is required to appoint certain purchase personnel, certain purchase officers, and it requires high initial cost. In case of decentralized purchasing system, there is not requirement, or there is no requirement for maintaining a separate purchase section, because every section is responsible for, or every section is allowed to procure their requirements independently. So initially, if this system prevails, there are no chances of arising high cost. Next advantages is that purchase order can be placed easily. In case of centralized purchasing system, the purchase department makes various arrangement for purchasing the items when it receives the requisition from different section of the organization. And whatever the order of different section, they cannot able to procure immediately or procure within less time, because it takes more time for procuring the goods in case of centralized purchasing system. But in case of decentralized purchasing system, the requirement of different section, they can place immediately order to the supplier, and they can procure the goods at less time. Next one is the replacement of defective materials take little time. In case of decentralized purchasing system, the replacement of item or replacement of defective material can be immediately informed to the supplier, and that can be replaced within a less time. But in case of centralized purchasing system, whatever the defective materials, all departments is required to inform to the purchase department, then purchase department takes initiative for replacing these items, and it takes more time. Next one is the lesser cost of internal transport and lower chances of obsolescence. Means there are less chances of obsolescence. Obsolescence means expired or out of date of the stock. As per the requirement, every section plans to procure the items, and according to their requirement, they procure. So whatever the uses and whatever the uses of the material, they can be performed, and they use the material immediately. So there are less chances of expire, or there are less chances of out of date of the material. So this is all about the advantages of decentralized purchasing system. Next comes to disadvantages. This system also having number of disadvantages, like organization loses the benefit of bulk purchase. Means in case of this system, whatever the requirement of different section, they can procure independently. So there are no chances of bulk purchase. Different section initiate purchase activity at different time, so they procure only limited item, and whatever the benefits of trade discount, the organization will not able to get. And poor layout of space. In case of decentralized purchasing system, every section or every department is required to maintain a particular store. And in every department there may be a section for storing the materials, and that involves less optimum that involves less optimum utilization of space. In case of centralized purchasing system, there may be a separate section for storing the materials, and there may be a separate place for storing the materials. So whatever the space available within an organization, that can be properly utilized. Duplication of purchase of material. In case of this type of system, there are many chances of duplication of purchase of material. Means for a particular department certain material is required for specific period of time, and after that time, or after the particular period of time, the material is not having any usage in that department, and another department may require that product. And in case of centralized purchasing system, this thing can be identified previously, and the required material can send to the another section for usage without purchasing again. But in case of decentralized purchasing system, this type of facility is not available. More finance is required. No doubt in this system, initially no heavy cost is required. Initially farm require less cost, but after some time it require more finance for procuring the goods, because in this system there are no chances of getting trade discount due to due to purchase of limited quantity of goods. So organization require more finance or more fund for procuring the goods if this system of purchasing is prevailed. Next comes to your specialized knowledge may be lacking in purchasing staff. In this system, there are no requirement to maintain a particular section for purchasing. So there are there are no chances of appointing a specialized staff of purchasing. Means the organization may not appoint a person who having variety knowledge or who having wide knowledge related to purchasing. So the farm cannot able to get the specialized knowledge related to purchasing. So it is difficult for the farm. Sometimes it is difficult for the farm to identify, or sometimes it is difficult for the department to identify the required quality of the goods, and to identify a lower price for the goods. And there is a chances of over purchasing and under purchasing of goods. Due to lack of specialized knowledge, the departmental head sometimes may not able to identify the optimum quantity of goods required. Sometimes there may be over purchasing and under purchasing of goods. Next one is the fewer chances of effective control of material. Due to lack of specialized knowledge, there are less chances of effective control of materials, and there are lack of proper coordination and cooperation among various departments, because the purchasing activity is performed by different section according to their requirements. So there are less chances of maintaining cooperation and coordination among various departments. So this is all about decentralized purchasing system. Next comes to functions of purchase organization. Functions of purchase organization means whatever the task or whatever the duties of purchase organization now we are going to discuss. Generally, a purchase department is responsible for performing number of activities, like it is responsible for procuring the materials for different section of the organization. Again it is responsible for identifying the quality of the goods, and it is responsible for identifying or obtaining a lower value for the best or for the valuable goods. Again it is responsible for identifying a good supplier and maintaining a good relation or a better relation with the supplier. So purchase department has to perform number of activities on day-to-day basis. So for performing the number of activities, it has to perform certain procedures, or it has to perform certain steps. Means the purchase organization is responsible for procuring different items for different section of the organization. Means it is responsible for responsible for identifying what has to be procured, from whom it has to be procured, again how much quantity is required to procure, and at what time it is required to procure. That function can be performed in a particular section or in a particular department, that is known as purchase organization. Or purchase organization is responsible for procuring different things for different section of the organization. So for performing number of functions, like what is to procure, from whom it has to procure, at what time it has to procure, and how much quantity is required to procure, at what price the organization should have to procure. For performing this function, it has to perform, or it has to follow certain procedures. So what are the procedures the purchase organization has to perform? Let me discuss one by one. So for performing various functions, it has to adopt certain procedures, or it has to proceed by using 5 steps. First one is the receiving purchase requisition. Next one is the exploring the sources of supply and choosing the supplier. Next one is the preparation and execution of purchase order, receiving and inspecting material. Last one is the checking and passing bills for payment. So these are the 5 procedures the purchase organization should have to follow for procuring the goods. So first one is the receiving purchase requisition. Means the purchase organization initiate any action for purchasing when it receives any requisition from different section of the organization. Means in case a centralized purchasing system, different section or different department of an organization is required to send their requisition, are required to send their bill of material to the purchase organization or purchase department for procuring different items. After receiving any requisition or any form, any required form from different section or different department of the organization, purchase department get information or get confirmation about the requirement of different items or different materials for different department or different section of the organization. And purchase department will not initiate any action for purchasing by their own or independently. It will not take any initiative for purchasing the goods. So for purchasing or for procuring different items for different organization, first it is required to receive the purchase requisition form for requisition from different section or different department of the organization. So it is required to send a purchase requisition by different department to the purchase organization first for procuring certain items. After that, the purchase department takes initiative for procuring the items. And the purchase requisition having certain format, and different department which having certain requirement of materials, they have to develop a form, they have to develop a purchase requisition, and they have to send this requisition to the purchase department. And this is the format of purchase requisition. Let me explain the format of purchase requisition in detail. So in purchase requisition form, in the top left side, there may be a space for reference number, and the required department has to mention the reference number in the top left side of the form. Again, in the right side or in the top right side corner, it is required to mention the date. Means here the date is not here the date is not the issue date. Means in this space or in the date, the organization or the department has to mention the date when they require the material here. So in the date column or in the date area, the organization or the department is required to specify the date, specify the time when they require the material, instead of mentioning the issue date or the issue of requisition. Next comes to your description of items. Whatever the items the different section or the different department require, they have to mention their requirement in a tabular form. And this table contains 5 columns, that is serial number, description of items, store code number, quantity required, and last one is the remark. In serial number, they have to mention what quantity of material, or sorry, not quantity, what type of material, again how much, at what variety of material they require, and the number of material they require they have to mention. And in description of items, exactly they mention what type of material they require. In serial number, they have to mention the number of items they require, and in description of item they have to describe their requirement in detail. Means in this table it is described that the organization of the department require cutting plates, and the size of the cutting plates is 5 inch into 3 inch. Means the length of the cutting plate is 5 inch and the width of the cutting plate is 3 inch. So this is the detailed description of material required, and the required department has to mention. Again, in third column, the code number, the store code number, it is required to mention. Next one is the quantity required. In fourth column, the department has to mention how much that type of material is required. Means in this table it is clearly described that the cutting plate of 5 inch into 3 inch is required of 20 numbers. Means 20 number of material, 20 number of cutting plate is required by the production department. And next item, the organization, this is a particular item, means organization require, the production department require two items, that is cutting plates and iron rods. So cutting plates require 20 numbers. Again, another type of material required by the production department, that is iron rods, and that having the length of 5 inch and width of 6 inch. And the store code number is also A, and the quantity required 10 numbers, means iron rod require 10 numbers. So this is the detailed description of the product or the material required by a particular department or section. This is the purchase requisition of a production department, and the production department prepare this requisition in this format, and they have to send it to the production department is required to send it to the purchase department for procuring these items. And after describing in detail the purchase requisition, or after describing in detail the required item, it is required to mention another thing, that is requested by whom. Requested by, in the requested by space, the department is required to mention their department's name or the departmental head who initiates this requisition. And at the right corner it is mentioned that, or it is a space for approved by, means this is authorized by, or this requisition should have to be authorized by plant superintendent or work manager. After that there is a space for purchase department, means after getting this information, that requisition having space for the use of purchase department, means according to the requirement or according to the described item, the purchase department takes initiative for purchasing the items. Means for that reason the purchase department invites tender to the supply, invites tenders to the supplier. So whatever the quotation he received, whatever the quotations the purchase department or the purchase manager receives, the purchase department has to mention the supplier's name in the bottom left side of this requisition form. So this is the purchase requisition form prepared by the required department, and this form should have to developed by the required department. Again, this has to be sent by the required department to the purchase section. Again, the purchase department has to perform number of procedures for procuring the item or for performing number of functions. So whatever the steps the purchase department should have to follow, we will discuss in our next class. So this is all about our today's class. Thank you.